Everything I know about economics I learned while working at the cut-rate food market in my hometown. I started working there in high school, and eventually I did almost every job available at the store, from sweeping the floor to running the cash register to driving the delivery van. I saw inequality firsthand, and in the beginning I was just as judgmental as many are today. I assumed the poor were lazy and stupid, and the well-off had earned what they had due to hard work and superior intellect. After a few years, I realized I was both absolutely right and completely wrong, depending on the individual. I remember one incident in particular. I was bagging groceries, and Dot, who ran the store with her husband Melvin, was running the register. One frequent customer, and I mean every day, had just purchased several items, including 3 small cans of evaporated milk, and left the store. After she was gone, I opined, "She's dumber than a bag of hammers. She could have gotten 1 big can of cream. It was evaporated milk, but I called it cream, cheaper than 3 little ones." Dot gave me the look I would come to know meant there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. It probably also meant, "You're really stupid." "She doesn't have a refrigerator," Dot said, "or the electricity to run it if she did. She uses it for baby formula, and if she opened a big one, it would go bad before she could use it all. The little ones work better." That's when I started to notice how many items we stocked in small containers. They were all perishable when opened. Dot and Melvin knew their clientele and stocked accordingly. Then there was the elderly guy who showed up every Saturday morning asking for 50 cents worth of Irish potatoes. He called them Irish potatoes. I learned from Dot he lived in one small room and didn't have much storage space. Deliveries were eye-opening too. Not only did many of our customers not have electricity, they didn't have running water either, or screens for the windows and doors. Inside was dark, smelly, and filled with flies. There were places I took a deep breath before entering so I wouldn't have to breathe while I was in there. Any light came from coal oil lamps if they could afford even that. Also, several generations usually lived together in one small shack. I figured out quickly the next generation probably wasn't going to do much better than the one before. I didn't need a sociology degree to tell me that where you start out in life has a lot to do with where you end up. There are exceptions to that rule, but it's still a good indicator. I was lucky enough to work at the cut rate when President Johnson's Great Society appeared. Many will tell you it was a failure, good money thrown after bad, but I'm here to tell you for many it was a raving success. We may not have won the war on poverty, but we inflicted heavy casualties. I saw families go from one-room shacks to public housing apartments that weren't lavish but decent. I saw them alter their buying habits based on their improved circumstances. They looked better and smelled better because they finally had facilities to wash clothes and take a bath. And in many cases, they actually escaped the crushing poverty they had always known and got actual jobs, which lifted their standard of living even higher. It didn't work for everyone because some people still make poor choices, but many took the chance they were given and ran with it. I think the most important thing I learned was that a hand up is better than a hand out, but sometimes the hand out needs to come first.